access to favorite courses, chef's meal with pommes frites, perhaps a night at the theater with extra special seats, additional hotel night, our treat. Your world in perfect harmony, priceless. Look for World on your MasterCard to get rewards and offers that matter to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in her Carnegie Hall debut, Ms. Lea Salonga.
Okay, well, the audition process was actually... How long was this audition process?
They brought you back and forth many times.
Well, first, the auditions were in the Philippines first. They had traveled to the United States. They went to New York, Los Angeles, Honolulu, Hawaii, and finally they came to the Philippines. They even flew a couple of people in from Hong Kong to audition. But ultimately, they settled for me. Ultimately.
What were they thinking?
I know. They're out of their minds. But no, I went in not really expecting anything. I mean, I was a very confident kid, and I was certainly very confident grown up. But I looked at the list of the people that had gone in before me, and I'm like, oh boy. And because excellent singers in the Philippines are a dime a dozen, and I mean that in the best way, I looked at the names of the people that had already gone in. I'm like, oh, there is no way in hell that I'm going to be cast in this. But you know what? I'm going to go in, and it'll be an experience if nothing else comes out of this. So I went in, and then I sang on my own. They asked for another song. I sang The Greatest Love of All. At this point, there were no documentary cameras, I think. They came in for my first callback when I asked for their autographs. And I'm like, this is the callback. And then I looked at the list, who was called back? I'm like, oh, there's no way I'm gonna get this either. So the first thing off the bat, I better get their autographs. If I don't get called back after today, at least I have their autographs. So I did. I had a Xerox copy of the lyric sheet from the vinyl of Les Miserables, when they were still pressing vinyls of you know, stuff. So I got Claude Michel's first, and then I got Alain's, and I got Cameron's. I don't know where that thing is now, but at least I have it on the documentary that I have it. For I Dreamed a Dream, and I went to a show called Imelda, and the cast is entirely Filipino. And one of the actors said to me, "You have no idea how many people you yourself have inspired. Every single Filipino in this cast was inspired by you, having done Miss Saigon. We were all inspired to get into musical theater thanks to you." So to hear a group of actors in a whole show say that to me, it's like, wow, you know, that doing musical theater is much more than just getting up and singing on a stage. You have the power to change somebody's life. And it's an incredible thing when somebody comes up to you and says, "You changed my life." It's something that I don't always have a ready response for, because it's not something that I'm ever prepared to hear. But it inspires me, therefore, to just keep doing what I'm doing, knowing that it has that kind of impact and effect on someone else. I had to read, which is something that I didn't do for Eponine. I actually took the time to read Les Mis, just the Fontaine pages, and there's a lot about her, and just looking at her decline from this beautiful woman to someone who is virtually unrecognizable because she loses the things that make her who she is. It's heartbreaking to read. And so I would be waking up my husband because I would be in jagged sobs at 2 o'clock in the morning, and he'd be, honey, are you okay? And he'd be waking up and going, "What's wrong?" "I'm just reading Fontaine, and it's just really good." And then it would come to a point where I finally